Hi. So whether you try to do a little bit of experiment with the back hit and had a session using the T-peg in the back garden is immaterial, but hopefully if you did, you'll give me a little bit of feedback. So it's purely a distraction technique. It's purely to distract you from interference. It's not a perfect strategy because you're actually having to do something while you're actually trying to be, so you've got something to do that's distracting you from what you usually do, which is the trying part of it. But there's still a little bit of trying in there, and you've got to be quite careful about that. What you may have found as you did that is certain things tend to happen. The tempo and rhythm of the swing tend to change a little bit. You notice if you do this really well and you put your attention into really feeling when that moment is reached. Some of you might have been tempted to do it slower. I don't really want you to attempt to try and do something, and it's certainly also not the goal to try and do a perfect back hit, i.e. go to the top, as when it gets there say back, the tonality is low, come to the hit, say hit the same time as you hit it, and the tonality is low. That's not the goal. The goal is to become aware of those moments and what they actually are. So if you'd have gone to the top of the swing, said back before it got to the top of the swing, and the tonality, let's say on a scale of 1 to 10 was 3, and then when you thought about it, that's exactly what you did, you've actually got to that place where awareness exists. As then you get to where awareness exists, another one of Tim's phrases is awareness is curative. So in other words, just by becoming aware of where that club head is at the top of the swing and whether there is or isn't any tension in your body, and knowing whether there is or not, then it starts to change. It starts to go to fundamentally link with what the target is, what the task is, and you'll get to the point when back is back, and when hit is hit, and when the tonality is lower. But that still is not the goal. So please don't make any attempt to try. When we do this exercise with the coaches and when I do it with my clients, what we'll find is at some point in the exercise, people will try and do a perfect back hit, and that's when they'll hit another poor shot. What I found is in the thousands of sessions where I've used back hit or some form of back hit, the performance improves dramatically. We measure it, so I get people to hit some shots before and some shots after and actually plot the distance from the target, and rarely, if ever, has it not been substantially better. The only time it goes wrong is when you start to try. So generally, from all of we've done of Tim Gallwey, I know it's just just touching the surface. Go and buy the book, preferably the 2015 edition, because that is the latest edition of about 7. It's for me, it's an update, and he has really grown as a person since, and I might back it up with another video a little bit later on. Because of the fact that I visited Tim in Malibu and he appreciated that, I actually wrote the foreword to this book, and it is really about the Molly Grogan and how I came to meet Tim, and he really is now pushing in the latter end of his career. He did come over to the UK last year, and hopefully he'll come over again if any of you would like to meet him and experience his company. So get the book. Try these out as far as they go, but without trying. And until tomorrow, stay safe.